Hello, friends. It is so good to see you. Tonight we're going to talk about something very important. We're going to talk about sleep. For many new parents, nighttime can feel a little bit tricky. You have brought your beautiful baby home. Your heart is so full of love. But when the sun goes down, a new challenge can begin. Getting your little one to fall asleep and stay asleep can sometimes feel like a big puzzle. You might find yourself tiptoeing around the house, whispering so you do not wake your sleeping angel. It can be a very quiet and sometimes lonely journey in the middle of the night. You are not alone in this. So many mamas and papas and caregivers are on this same quiet quest. We all want our babies to have sweet dreams. We want them to get the rest they need to grow big and strong. Good sleep is so important for your baby's brain and body. It helps them learn and explore their wonderful new world. And when your baby sleeps well, you can get some much-needed rest too. Taking care of yourself is a big part of taking care of your little one. A well-rested family is a happy family, full of smiles and ready for a new day of play and cuddles. Sometimes it can feel like you have tried everything. You've rocked, you have bounced, you have sung every lullaby you know. You might have read all the books and listened to all the advice from friends and family. Yet your little one still struggles to settle down into a deep, peaceful sleep. Every creak of the floorboard or distant bark of a dog seems to startle them awake. It can be frustrating, and it is okay to feel that way. It is a sign of how much you care. You are doing an amazing job, and it is okay to look for a little help. In our journey together, we will explore a gentle and loving tool that can help. It is a special kind of sound that can create a cozy and safe feeling for your baby. This sound can help calm their busy little minds and block out the surprising noises of the world. It can be a wonderful friend on your family's sleep journey. We will learn all about this sound and how it can bring more peace and sweet dreams to your home. So let's take a gentle breath together and begin this quiet adventure. I am so proud of you. So, what is this magical sound we are talking about? It is called white noise. That might sound like a funny name, but it is really quite simple and wonderful. Imagine all the sounds you can think of, all playing together at once in a very gentle way. It sounds a bit like a soft shushing sound, or maybe like a gentle rain falling outside your window. It is a steady, constant sound that does not have any sudden changes. It is not a song with words or a story with a plot. It is just a smooth, comforting hum that fills the room with calm. This steady sound is so special for our little ones. Why do babies love it so much? The secret goes all the way back to before they were born. When your baby was growing inside the womb, it was not a quiet place at all. They could hear the constant whooshing sound of blood moving and the steady rhythm of their mama's heartbeat. It was a loud but comforting symphony of sounds. These sounds meant they were safe, warm, and surrounded by love. So when they are born into our much quieter world, it can sometimes feel a little strange or even startling for them. White noise helps to recreate that cozy, familiar feeling of the womb. It is like a warm sound blanket that wraps around them. When a baby hears this constant, gentle hum, it can trigger a calming reflex. It tells their little brain that everything is okay and that it is safe to relax and let go. This is why a soft shh sound often works so well to soothe a crying baby. You are making a sound that is very similar to the ones they knew before they entered this big, wide world. It is a sound of comfort and security. This is why we call it a magical sound. It is not magic like in a fairy tale, but it is a kind of everyday magic based on love and science. It helps bridge the gap between the noisy, safe world of the womb and the quiet, new world outside. By understanding this, we can use these calming sounds to help our babies feel secure. This security is the key to helping them relax enough to fall asleep. In the next parts, we will look closer at how this simple tool can make a big difference for your baby's sleep and your own peace of mind. You are doing great. Hello again, my wonderful friend. Let's talk more about this special sound called white noise. It might sound like a very sciencey term, but the idea behind it is so gentle and simple. Imagine you are painting a picture. If you mix all the colors of the rainbow together, you get white light. White noise is a little bit like that, but with sounds. It is a mix of all the different sound frequencies that we can hear, all played at the same time and at the same level. It is a full and rich sound, but it is also very steady and constant. There are no sudden peaks or valleys in the sound. Think about the sound of a fan humming softly in a room, or maybe the gentle static from a radio that is not tuned to a station. These are sounds that are similar to white noise. They create a consistent and predictable audio environment. This consistency is what makes it so soothing for our little one's ears. It does not have a melody like a song, or words like a story, that might keep a baby's brain busy and active. Instead, it is a simple, smooth sound that encourages the mind to relax and drift off to a peaceful place. It is a sound that says, everything is calm, everything is safe. There are also other colors of noise, like pink noise or brown noise. Pink noise is a little bit deeper than white noise, more like the sound of a steady rainfall or rustling leaves. Brown noise is even deeper and more rumbling, like the sound of a strong river or a distant thunderstorm. All these sounds work in a similar way. They provide a constant, comforting background hum. For our babies, any of these gentle, steady sounds can work beautifully. The most important thing is that the sound is continuous and does not have any surprising changes that could startle them from their slumber. So when we talk about white noise for babies, we are really talking about any kind of steady, soothing sound. It is a tool we can use to create a peaceful bubble of sound for our little ones. It is not about filling the room with loud noise, but about creating a gentle, predictable soundscape. This soundscape helps to signal to your baby that it is time for rest. It is a loving way to help their busy little brains switch off from the stimulation of the day and prepare for a long, restorative sleep. You are learning so much to help your baby. That is wonderful. Now, let's travel back in time a little bit. Let's go back to that very special place where your baby grew before you met them face to face. Let's think about the womb. We often imagine it as a perfectly quiet, still and silent place, but that is not really true at all. The womb is actually a very noisy environment. It is full of constant sounds that are very comforting to a developing baby. These sounds are the first symphony your little one ever heard. It was their first experience of the world, and it was a world filled with a loud, rhythmic hum of life and love. What did your baby hear in there? They heard the constant whoosh, whoosh, whooshing sound of blood flowing through the placenta and arteries. This sound is actually quite loud, sometimes as loud as a vacuum cleaner. They also heard the steady rhythmic beat of their mama's heart, thump, 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 thump. It was a constant and reassuring rhythm that told them they were safe and sound. They also heard the muffled sounds of the outside world, like voices and music, but all of it was filtered through layers of fluid and tissue, making it soft and gentle. All of these sounds together created a constant, loud and immersive soundscape. This environment was your baby's normal. It was the sound of safety, warmth and nourishment. For 9 months, this is what they knew. So when your baby is born, they enter a world that can feel very, very different. Our homes are often much quieter. This sudden silence can feel strange and unsettling for a newborn. They are used to a constant hum, and now they are in a world with sudden quiet moments broken by sharp, unexpected noises like a door closing or a phone ringing. This is why white noise can be so very helpful. It mimics the loud, immersive environment of the womb. When a baby hears a steady, whooshing sound, it is like hearing a familiar song from their first home. It triggers a deep, instinctual, calming reflex. It is a sound that says, "You are safe, you are warm, you are loved," just like before. It helps them feel secure in this big new world. By understanding this, we can see that white noise is not just a trick. It is a way of speaking a language your baby already understands. You are doing such a good job of learning your baby's language. So we know that white noise sounds a little bit like the womb, which is so comforting, but it also does another very important job. Think of it as a cozy sound blanket. Just like a soft, warm blanket keeps your baby snug in their crib, a sound blanket can wrap the room in a layer of gentle, consistent sound. This sound blanket is wonderful because it helps to muffle other noises from inside and outside the house. It creates a more consistent and peaceful environment for your little one to sleep in, free from sudden interruptions that can wake them up. Imagine your baby is just drifting off into a deep, sweet sleep. They are so peaceful and relaxed. Then suddenly a dog barks outside, or a sibling laughs loudly in the next room, or a car alarm goes off down the street. These sharp, sudden sounds can easily pass through a quiet room and startle your baby awake. Their little startle reflex, called the Moro reflex, can kick in, and just like that, their peaceful sleep is over. This can be so frustrating for you and for your baby, who needs that uninterrupted rest to grow and thrive. This is where the sound blanket of white noise comes in to help. When the white noise is playing steadily, it raises the baseline level of sound in the room. This does not mean it has to be very loud, it just means the room is not completely silent. So when that dog barks, the sound is less jarring. It blends into the existing background hum instead of piercing through a silent room. The difference between the baseline sound and the sudden noise is much smaller, so it is far less likely to startle your baby or pull them out of their sleep cycle. This creates a protective bubble of sound around your baby. It helps them stay asleep for longer stretches, connecting their sleep cycles more easily. This can lead to longer naps and more restful nights for everyone in the family. It is a gentle way to give your baby the gift of uninterrupted sleep, which is so crucial for their development. By using this tool, you are being a wonderful protector of your baby's peace and quiet. You are helping them get the deep, restorative sleep they need. I am so proud of you for creating such a safe space for them. Hello, my dear friend. Let's talk a little bit about your baby's amazing brain and why sleep is so important for them. A newborn baby's world is full of new things to see, hear, and feel. Every single day is a huge adventure for them. Their little brains are working so hard, making millions of new connections every second as they learn about the world around them. This incredible growth and learning happens most when they are sleeping. Sleep is not just a time for rest for your baby. It is a very busy and important time for their development. It is like their brain is organizing all the new information from the day and storing it away. During their sleep, babies process all the new experiences they have had. They are learning your face, the sound of your voice, and the feeling of your touch. Sleep helps to solidify these memories and build the foundations for all future learning. This is why newborns need to sleep so much, often for 16 to 18 hours a day. Their sleep is very different from ours. They spend a lot more time in a type of sleep called active sleep, which is similar to what we call REM sleep. During this time, you might see their little eyelids flutter or their hands and feet twitch. This is when their brain is doing some of its most important work. However, this active sleep is also a much lighter stage of sleep. This is one of the main reasons why babies wake up so easily. They cycle between active sleep and quiet sleep in much shorter cycles than adults do, usually around 45 to 50 minutes long. At the end of each of these short cycles, they come to a very light stage of sleep where they can easily be woken up. This is a natural and protective mechanism, but it can also mean they wake up frequently throughout the night. It is not because you are doing anything wrong. It is just how their sleep is beautifully designed. Understanding this science can help us feel more patient and compassionate with our little ones and with ourselves. It helps us see that these frequent wakings are a normal part of their development. Our job as caregivers is to help create an environment that makes it easier for them to link these sleep cycles together. We want to provide gentle cues and a soothing atmosphere that encourages them to drift back into the next cycle of sleep without fully waking up. Knowing how their sleep works is the first step in helping them get the long, restorative rest they need to grow and thrive. You are being such a wonderful student of your baby. Now, let's talk about something you have probably seen your baby do many times. Have you ever seen your little ones suddenly throw their arms out to the sides as if they were falling and then bring them back in? This is a completely normal and healthy newborn reflex called the Moro reflex or the startle reflex. It is an involuntary response that babies have from birth. It is a sign of a healthy developing nervous system. While it is perfectly normal, this powerful reflex can often be strong enough to wake your baby up from a peaceful sleep, which can be frustrating for everyone. This startle reflex can be triggered by many things. A sudden loud noise, a quick movement, or even just the feeling of falling that can happen as they relax into a deeper stage of sleep can set it off. When your baby is sleeping in a very quiet room, even a small sound like a creak in the floor or a cough from down the hall can feel very sudden and jarring. This contrast between silence and sound is what often triggers the reflex. Their little bodies react before their brains can even process what is happening, and suddenly they are wide awake and often crying from the surprise. This is another important way that our sound blanket of white noise can help. By filling the room with a constant, gentle sound, we reduce the chance of a sudden noise triggering that startle reflex. The white noise creates a consistent auditory environment, so other sounds are less likely to seem abrupt or threatening to your baby's sleeping brain. It helps to smooth out the soundscape of your home, making it less spiky and surprising. This gives your baby a better chance to sleep through those little noises without being physically jolted awake by their own powerful reflexes. By creating this calming sound environment, you are helping to soothe their nervous system. The steady hum of white noise is predictable and non-threatening. It signals to your baby's brain that everything is safe and there is no need to be on high alert. This sense of security can help to dampen the Moro reflex, allowing your baby to stay in a relaxed state and connect their sleep cycles more smoothly. You are thoughtfully protecting their sleep by understanding their unique needs and reflexes. It is a beautiful act of love to help them feel so safe and secure while they rest. Hello, wonderful friends. We have learned so much together about what white noise is and how it connects to your baby's first experiences. Now let's talk about one of the most wonderful benefits, how it can help your baby fall asleep faster. Putting a baby to bed can sometimes feel like a long process. You might rock, sway, and sing for a very long time, waiting for those little eyelids to finally close. White noise can be a powerful and loving cue that helps to shorten this process, making bedtime a calmer and more predictable routine for both you and your little one. It is a signal that says, it's time to rest now. When you turn on the white noise as part of your baby's bedtime routine, you are creating a very clear signal for sleep. Just like giving them a warm bath or reading a gentle story, the sound becomes a consistent part of their wind-down time. Their clever little brains start to associate that specific steady hum with the feeling of relaxation and sleep. Over time, when they hear that sound, their body will instinctively know that it is time to start calming down. This can make the transition from being awake and alert to being sleepy and relaxed much smoother and quicker, reducing fussiness and crying at bedtime. Think about how our own brains work. We have routines that help us prepare for sleep. Maybe you read a book or drink a cup of warm tea. These actions tell our brains it is time to unwind. For a baby who is still learning about the world and its rhythms, these cues are even more important. The steady, unchanging sound of white noise is a very simple and effective cue. It doesn't require their active attention like a story or a song might. It just gently fills the space, encouraging their busy mind to let go of the day's stimulation and drift off into dreams. This benefit is especially helpful when your baby is overtired. An overtired baby can paradoxically find it much harder to fall asleep. Their bodies are so full of stress hormones that they become fussy and agitated. The calming effect of white noise can be incredibly powerful in these moments. The familiar womb-like sound can help to soothe their overstimulated nervous system, breaking the cycle of fussiness. It can help them relax enough to finally surrender to the sleep they so desperately need. It is a gentle tool to help them find their way to peace. Once your precious baby has fallen asleep, the next goal is to help them stay asleep. We want them to connect their sleep cycles and enjoy long, restorative stretches of rest. This is another area where white noise offers a truly wonderful benefit. As we talked about before, it acts as a protective sound blanket or a cozy cocoon around your baby. This sound cocoon helps to insulate them from the many sudden noises that can happen in any home. By masking these disruptive sounds, white noise helps your baby stay in a deep, peaceful slumber for longer periods. Think about all the little noises that happen, even at night. A floorboard creaks upstairs. The dishwasher finishes its cycle. A car drives by outside. For an adult, these sounds might not even register. But for a baby sleeping in a light, active stage of sleep, these small interruptions can be enough to pull them completely awake. When the white noise is playing, it creates a constant, gentle foundation of sound. This makes those sudden noises less jarring and noticeable. They simply blend into the existing soundscape, allowing your baby's brain to ignore them and stay peacefully asleep. This can lead to one of the most hoped-for results for tired parents: fewer night wakings. When your baby is not being startled awake by external noises, they have a much better chance of naturally transitioning from one sleep cycle to the next. This means they might start sleeping for longer chunks of time at night. Instead of waking every 45 minutes or every hour, they might begin to sleep for 2, 3, or even more hours at a time. This uninterrupted sleep is so important for their growth, and it is absolutely essential for your own well-being and rest as a caregiver. Ultimately, this creates a more peaceful and stable sleep environment for your baby. They learn that their crib is a safe and consistent place for rest. The reliable presence of the calming sound helps to reinforce this feeling of security night after night and nap after nap. This consistency can help reduce sleep anxiety and build healthy, independent sleep habits over time. By providing this gentle, protective sound cocoon, you are giving your baby an incredible gift. You are giving them the gift of deep, uninterrupted, and restorative sleep, which is one of the most loving things you can do. Hello, my friends. It is so good to be with you again. Now that we know all the wonderful ways white noise can help, let's talk about how to use it in your home. It is very simple to get started. First, we need to find the right sound for your little one. You can use a special white noise machine which is made just for this purpose. You can also use a simple fan, an air purifier, or even an app on a phone or tablet. The most important thing is that the sound is continuous and does not have any loops or changes that could wake your baby up. A simple, steady shushing or humming sound is perfect. Once you have your sound source, let's think about how loud it should be. We want it to be helpful, but we also want it to be very safe for your baby's delicate ears. A good rule to follow is to keep the volume no louder than a soft shower running in the next room. You should be able to have a normal conversation over the sound without needing to raise your voice. A good way to check is to stand where your baby sleeps. If the sound feels too loud or uncomfortable for you, it is definitely too loud for your baby. It is always better to start with a lower volume and only increase it slightly if needed. Where you place the machine is also very important for safety. You should never put the white noise machine right inside the crib or bassinet with your baby. It is best to place it across the room, at least 7 feet or a few meters away from your baby's head. This helps to make sure the sound is not too intense or directly aimed at their ears. Placing it further away allows the sound to fill the room more gently and evenly, creating that wonderful sound blanket we talked about without being overwhelming. This simple step helps to keep your baby's hearing safe and sound. Finally, remember that every baby is different. Your little one might prefer a deeper sound, like brown noise, which sounds like a gentle rumble, or they might like a higher pitched sound, like a classic white noise hiss. It is okay to try a few different options to see what your baby responds to the most. You will know you have found a good sound and volume when you see your baby relax and settle more easily. You're doing such a wonderful job of listening to your baby's needs and finding what works best for them. That is what being a great parent is all about. Let's talk about a few more gentle tips to make sure you are using white noise in the safest and most helpful way. One question many parents ask is, should I leave the sound on all night long? For the sound to be most effective at masking noises and helping your baby connect sleep cycles, it is best to let it run continuously through the night and during their naps. If you use a machine or an app with a timer, it might shut off while your baby is still sleeping. The sudden change from sound to silence could be just as startling as a loud noise and might wake them up. Another important thing to think about is creating a healthy sleep routine. White noise is a wonderful tool, but it is just one part of a loving bedtime ritual. You can combine the sound with other calming activities to signal that sleep is coming. This could include a warm bath, a gentle baby massage, putting on cozy pajamas, and a final feeding with lots of cuddles. When you turn on the white noise at the beginning of this routine, it becomes a powerful and consistent cue. It helps your baby's brain and body understand that it is time to wind down and prepare for a long, peaceful rest. As your baby grows, you might wonder when you should stop using white noise. There is no rush at all. Many toddlers and even adults enjoy sleeping with a fan or a sound machine because it helps them sleep more deeply. If you decide you want to wean your baby off the sound, you can do it very slowly and gently. You can start by gradually turning the volume down a little bit each night over the course of a week or two. This gives your child time to adjust to a quieter sleep environment without any sudden changes. It is all about following your baby's lead. Remember, you are the expert on your own child. You know them best. White noise is a tool to support you and your baby on your sleep journey, not a strict rule you must follow. The goal is always to create a safe, loving and restful environment. Trust your instincts. If something does not feel right, it is okay to change it. You are providing so much comfort and security for your little one by being so thoughtful and attentive. You're doing a beautiful job, and I'm so proud of the loving care you're giving your baby every single day. Hello again, my dear friends. Our journey together is coming to a close for now. We have learned so much about the magic of sound and the beauty of sleep. We have talked about the quiet quest for rest that all new families are on. We learned that white noise is like a cozy sound blanket, a familiar hug of sound that reminds your baby of the safety of the womb. This steady, gentle hum can be a wonderful friend, helping your little one to feel secure in this big, new world. It is a simple and loving tool that can help make sleep time a little easier and a lot more peaceful for everyone in your home. We discovered that this sound blanket does two very important jobs. First, it helps to block out all the sudden and surprising noises that can startle your baby awake. It creates a consistent and calm environment where your little one can rest without interruptions. Second, it acts as a powerful and loving cue for sleep. When your baby hears that familiar sound, their clever brain knows it is time to relax and get ready for sweet dreams. This can help them fall asleep faster and stay asleep for longer, which is so important for their growing brain and body. It is a beautiful way to protect their precious rest. Remember to always use these sounds safely. Keep the volume no louder than a soft shower, and place the machine across the room, never in the crib. You are the expert on your baby, so trust your loving instincts to find the right sound and setup that works for your family. This is not about following strict rules, but about adding another gentle tool to your parenting toolbox. You are doing an amazing job of learning what your baby needs. Every time you rock them, sing to them, or find a new way to comfort them, you are showing them how much they are loved. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you feel encouraged and empowered on your sleep journey. Remember to be gentle with yourself, just as you are with your little one. You are doing the most important work in the world. You are raising a wonderful human being. I am so proud of you. May your nights be more peaceful and your days be full of happy, well-rested smiles. Sweet dreams to you and your precious baby. I can't wait to see you again soon. Goodbye for now.